Hello everyone! Welcome to another DSP video. I did do a I did record me talking about his identity theft video, so I will probably upload that at some point, but enough of that, let's get started. I got two videos we're gonna do. We're gonna watch this little thing about Juri that he talks about, and I'm gonna do his gaming calendar video he did. So let's take a look. This is the Mirror Final. What the fuck is that theme? Like, he really hates Juri's theme. I don't like Juri's theme either, to be honest, but yeah. I think I have a comment here, but my account might have been yeah, it's not here. Just can't handle the truth. Wait, this is their top comments. News first. Da, 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 da. Well, he got rid of my comment, I guess, or he shadow banned my account. Well, my main account, my main channel account, but whatever. Let's watch this.
The fuck is it? Sounds like someone has like a brush and they're hitting a drum with a brush. That's her fucking thing. Someone's sweeping the floor. It's a fucking janitor sweeping the floor. He's taking all the $6 for people who bought Juri and he's sweeping them off the floor into the fucking money bags of Capcom. Thanks for the money.
Oh, that's what Phil does with his Patreon money.
Oh my god. Anyway, ladies and gents, that's it. I'm done. I can't play anymore with this character. Juri's terrible. She's one of the worst in the game by far.
I like Juri. This person is... Phil is such a load of crap. First off, I mean, they could also obviously rebalance her in other updates. He's just saying it sucks when the character first came out. He didn't even spend enough time to play as this character. And in my original comment that I posted, I just said I really doubt that he played other Street Fighter games, played with a character like for how long his streams are, and then be like, okay, I mastered it. Like, Juri just came out, and he's already like expecting to master her, and it's like, oh, I know how she is. It's like she has so many combos you can use. It's just you have to like learn the character, and he's not learning her. So yeah.
Is she worst, like lowest level? I don't know. Obviously, it'll take some time for people to play with her to figure out, but she has no actual legitimate anti-air with a normal besides standing fierce punch, which doesn't have priority and is slow. She has no really good pokes besides low, medium.
Her, I think, core circle towards kick, that does a pretty good, that's a good anti-air back. One of those two, the one where she does a cartwheel up, that does a good, that's a good anti-air. I don't know why he never used it. How is that not an anti-air? Every time someone's in the air and I do that, it stops them.
Kick. She has almost no hit confirms whatsoever. She only has high.
What are hit confirms? I've never seen him talk about hit confirms with any character. Now, oh, there's no hit confirms. Like, is that like, you know, when you hit someone, then it says like, okay, you hit her or something? I don't know. I don't know what that means. What are hit confirms?
Combo ability when the Feng Shui engine is activated, which means you need to have full fucking V trigger for her to ever be a viable playable character. They ruined her. Capcom ruined her and had no fucking idea what the hell they were doing.
They ruined her. He didn't even play for that long. When I played as her, like in the story mode, I was like really into her. And then when I got her as DLC, I really liked her character. It's just you have to like learn the character. You can't just say, oh, she's bad just because you had a bad experience with her. No one's gonna be a pro Juri player. Every Juri player that you play online is probably, you can probably body them until they learn the character. Once they get accustomed to the character, do like training mode, challenge, whatever, they're gonna be good with her. But Phil doesn't want to do that because he's a fucking scrub that doesn't really like playing fighting games or play Street Fighter. He really hates Street Fighter now. And I guarantee Capcom is going to be the new Nintendo for him, where he's going to shit on them for the smallest of things. He already shat on them for the update when he could have just go on his PS4 on Tuesday and select check for update. Instead, he waited until Wednesday to do that.
Alright, so once again, right, this is the second DLC character in a row that I leave with a nasty taste in my mouth because this game is so poor.
Nasty taste in his mouth. Another DLC character. I played as Ibuki and Juri longer than he has, and I like those characters because, first off, Ibuki's a lot better in 5. In 4, you really don't have to try to to do combos. Like, I was playing as her in 4, and it was this square, triangle, R1, did a combo. Like, I didn't have to think what I was doing, and I was doing combos left and right. In Street Fighter 5, there's... I mean, she's still kind of broken as you would expect for Ibuki, but at least there's combos you have to learn. It's not like in 4 where you don't have to learn the character and you can still, like, fart combos out. She's worse in 4, in my opinion, because she's really broken in 4, in my opinion. But in 5, I think they did a good job trying to balance her and trying to make her a more of a skillful character instead of just having a character that can fart out combos easily. But whatever. Phil just doesn't have any patience for learning.
I am going to try the final DLC character, Yuri. At this point, I'm not going to be playing this game again between then and now, so it looks like I'm going to have to spend $6 on Yuri when he releases. Yuri I used to play with all the fucking time in Third Strike, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. Like, he was one of my main characters that I would use in a tournament setting. So, I know my stuff about Yurian, alright? We'll see when Yurian is released if he's viable and if he's a fucking worthy opponent, or if they once again have completely just destroyed and wasted the game and the character and everything. I don't know. So, alright, that's it, everyone, for my Juri coverage. At least I hope you enjoyed seeing the character, seeing her story, her trials. You know, I actually beat survival mode with her. But she is just a piece of shit, and it's a shame. Hopefully,
just a piece of shit. She's not a piece of shit. She's great. Use your spouse to use your hands. What? Not your face to bash the buttons. What? Boo! Please bring Dudley and Q. They're both awesome. I know he lost his game, people, but the paragraphs is not necessary. Laugh out loud, good stuff. Her theme isn't that bad. It's a remix version of her Street Fighter 4. I don't like her Street Fighter 5 theme, in my opinion. But, I don't know. Like, when I first heard it, I thought, the game was broken. Because it was like, so, I mean, it just sounded like it was broken. Wow, again, you say how much the character sucks just because you're not winning that many matches with her. Just train with her a little instead of automatically giving up. Giving up using her. Also, the whining in these videos is kind of annoying. You have to work on that. Yeah, definitely. I like this comment because that's exactly what I was saying. You can't expect to be good with her when she just came out. Like, it's so stupid, especially when he says, like, I've played other Street Fighter games, so I know how to play Street Fighter. But it's like, every one of them plays differently. How can you play? Like, it's just, that doesn't make any sense, but whatever. I mean, I'm tired of these comments too. Why do people hate him? Capcom didn't ruin anything. Dude, she's not your character to use. Stop bashing the damn game already since you don't like it, as you stated 30 videos ago. And the other thing is, like, he keeps, bashing people who like the game. Pretty dumb. And their characters. Oh. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the gaming schedule. The gaming schedule, guys. Are you excited? Are you excited to? I just think that's even. This is even. There's no point for this because he does the weekend preview. So why have this? I don't get this. I really don't.
What's up, folks? Phil here with a gaming schedule update for the last half of 2016. It's currently the middle of the final week of July. It's actually this day right here, and you can just disregard what you're seeing right there. July is pretty much over. Everything that I had on here for July is done. As everyone knows, July was a pretty dead month. But what I wanted to do was make this video to run through the rest of the year, August through December, to show you all the major new releases that I'm interested in covering for you on my YouTube channels, including DSP Gaming for the raw gameplay and the live streaming, and KOGaming for reviews and impressions and stuff like that.
I like how. I like how you know, he has like all these calendars, but he can't tell how many days are in a month, because this is the second month where he kept saying like, oh, July 30th is the last day to pledge when it was 31st, but he has a calendar, but he doesn't know.
FYI, if you hear that loud noise in the background, that is my air conditioner. It's incredibly hot here in the middle of the summer, so you're just going to have to bear with it. I apologize. Without further ado, let's get started. August 2016. First off, the first week, we've got Batman, the Telltale animated series, premiering on the 2nd.
Oh my god, this is like really hard to watch because he's like zooming in and he's shaking, so it's very nauseating to watch this. It really is.
Now, that is an episodic game, meaning that that's only episode 1, and chances are that the other episodes will be released throughout the rest of the year. So if there is like episodes 2 and 3 or whatever released in 2016, yes, I'll be doing those as well. In addition, this first week of August, I'm going to be starting my Sonic 2006 Marathon. This is a Patreon goal that we hit in the month of June. It is a marathon that I'm going to be doing for one day, for around 6 to 7 hours on stream, and then if people like it, I'm going to continue doing that playthrough for that week. So I just want to throw that in since it's a definite. I'm definitely doing it that week. The second week of August, we've got No Man's Sky finally releasing, and no one knows what the hell to expect from this game after seeing so much information.
Everyone knows what to expect with that game. It's a game that has a ever-expanding universe that you can explore, all that kind of stuff. To me, I'm very skeptical with that promise, because there's no way you can promise infinite growing universe on a game. I really, really, really am skeptical on that, but that's just me.
About it over the years and having massive delays. Will it be good? Will it be bad? No one
It had one delay, I think. Yeah, but that's massive. Massive delays is one delay.
knows. We'll find out on August 9th. Then we've got a little bit of dead time. Admittedly, there's nothing really for the rest of that week and even the middle week of August. But then in late August, we've got King of Fighters 14, Deus Ex, I forget the subtitle of that game, okay, plus 2 lesser-known games, Worms WMD and Alone With You. They're all supposed to be releasing on August 23rd. Now, chances are maybe these little more indie games won't release that day. Who knows? I'm definitely covering these two.
I like how this is a whiteboard thing and he can't erase things. He has to scribble it out, do all that kind of shit. Like, just erase it.
Right, the new Deus Ex and King of Fighters, for sure. That week you'll see me playing those. The others are going to be kind of standby games. If I have time after handling these games, then I might play those, alright? And then the final week of August, we've got Attack on Titan coming out on August 30th, as well as the final episode of the Hitman episodic game is also supposed to release the final week of August. So that is a loaded August. Usually in August we don't have anything until the very end of the month. This year we've got a loaded month. It's going to be a great month in my opinion and a good way to start the hardcore gaming season. But then, this is kind of funny, you go from there to September, and what you're going to notice is that September compared to previous years is actually quite light. Let's take a look. Nothing that first week of September at all. The second week of September, the only release is XCOM 2 on consoles, alright? It's already a game that's been out. The game came out much earlier this year, but it was a PC exclusive, and I literally said on Twitter, I would have played this if it were a console game, but it's a PC exclusive. There's nothing I could do about it. I disagree with their decision to do this, and
I disagree with their decision. This decision to release it on a platform that, people like using. I don't agree with that decision. Like, they're fucking games. Like, I want Dead Rising 4 on PS4, but so far it's only on Xbox One. Okay.
And, it is what it is. So now it's finally coming out. If I've got nothing else going on, I'll probably check it out. The bottom line, though, is I am disappointed that I had to wait so long to play this game on consoles. Then nothing else until the middle of the month, when now we have an insane amount of packed stuff. First of all,
guys, this dead month, now it's insanely packed. But don't worry, it's a dead month.
Recore. This is the game we've seen at 2 E3s now on Xbox One. It looks like an interesting game where you're stealing cores from enemies and you can turn them into your own robots to solve puzzles and stuff. Looks good. I want to play that one. BioShock Collection. If you're not aware, there's an HD remake.
Oh, taxes are due for him on the 15th of September. That's cool.
Collection, which is, the original games were in HD. I think all they're going to do is upgrade the graphics a tiny bit for the modern generation of consoles. I'll be honest here, alright? I played BioShock Infinite when it was new. That was only a few years ago. I didn't even like BioShock 2 that much, and I told everyone as much. I didn't think it was a very good game compared to the first one. But I would consider replaying BioShock 1 if there was demand. BioShock 1 was a game I did play for YouTube, but when I did it, I was kind of
It could be a Patreon goal, wink wink.
rushing through it, and I even remember half the time that I was playing it, I was sitting around in the living room during the summer, drinking...
Again, you can't erase that scribble.
like, daiquiris and shit. And so a lot of the times I was even doing commentary for that playthrough. And I would consider doing a direct, because I didn't do a direct capture, I would consider doing a direct capture, high quality playthrough of BioShock the first one, redone, if people would consider wanting to see it. You can ignore Taxes Due, that's not a game, that's just my harsh reality. And then Dragon Quest VII. For the Nintendo 3DS, I've never played Dragon Quest VII, alright? It's one of the few Dragon Quests I've never played. It's being redone and re-released on the Nintendo 3DS, completely new graphics. They said even some of the gameplay elements are redone. I'm really interested in playing that.
Really?
Because I love the Dragon Quest line. I actually played Dragon Quest 1 on the NES, and then I played the remakes of 2 through 6 on the 3DS. So I would love to play Dragon Quest. I take that back. Some of them actually I think were on the original Game Boy Advance and then some were on the DS. But I would love to play that, and I wonder if people would be interested in seeing me balance a JRPG in September with all the other releases. We'll see, but I want to do that one. Hopefully people are interested in it, alright? Then we got another week with nothing. This is what I mean about September is a weird month where you've got entire weeks with nothing.
2 weeks. Well, like the first week of September is kind of like mixed in with August, so, you know, whatever. You have games in August or whatever. Then the second week you have XCOM, then it's Crazy Week, and then it's going to be like a dead week, then a good final week. So that's not a dead month. July is I guess July is dead, but whatever.
Going on. The final week of September, we got Forza Horizon 3. I've never played a Forza game before. People keep asking me to do so. I may or may not play it, depending on what people say. We've got Sonic Boom Fire and Ice for the 3DS, which everyone's saying that this game looks good compared to the other Sonic Boom games 2 years ago that were a complete waste of time and shit games. So I'm thinking about it, but I'm certainly not saying I'm going to do it. There's a new Shantae game coming out. Now, I've never played a Shantae game before, but I've heard nothing but positivity about them, so I would consider playing that. And of course, everyone knows on the...
Oh, that's gonna be great when he plays that game and he starts saying "fuck this game." And all. I never play Shantae games. I don't really have interest. I don't like the art style, but I feel like that's fine. But I could see Phil playing that game and just start shitting on it, and then pissing off the Shantae fan base because I think it's a pretty big fan base or something. Whatever.
30th, Final Fantasy 15, that's going to be a huge thing, definitely. Huge. That's going to be a long game. It's going to be a time-consuming game. People are going to want to see is it good. So I'm very excited for Final Fantasy 15. All right. But then October hits, and we get insanely busy. Just listen to some of this stuff, all right? First week of October, Atari Flashback 1 and 2. A lot of people will not know this, but the very first home video games I ever played were Atari games. I owned an Atari 7800, and I played a ton of Atari games on it. I would love to play this collection, especially if it has some of the games that are throwbacks to the games that I used to play. I would love to play those games again for YouTube. So I'm going to see if those collections have the games that I played as a kid, and if they do, I might play them that week. Mafia 3 on October 7th. That's a shoo-in. I played Mafia 2 earlier this year. Why wouldn't I play Mafia 3? God of War 4 and WWE 2K17 coming out on the 11th of
God of War 4. Oh man, I didn't know it's coming out in October. He keeps mixing those two names again all the time. Like it's
October. That's super early for WWE, which typically comes out either around Halloween, the end of the month, or sometimes it actually comes out in November. It's coming out super early this year. I don't know if that's a good or a bad sign, honestly. Later that week, we've got the release of the PlayStation VR, PS Virtual Reality. And there's 5 games that are supposed to be launch titles. I've got them written down. I didn't put it on my calendar, but I'll read them off my list here, which you can't see, obviously. One's called Loading Human. One's called VR Worlds. One is called Res Infinite. Everyone knows Res. One is called Thumper. It's supposed to be a music or rhythm game. And one is called Batman Arkham VR.
Man, what a hype bunch of games he's playing. Very hyped.
So there will be 5 virtual reality games that I'll be checking out on the 13th, and what I'll probably do is balance off what I'm doing with these games with that for the next whole week, because there's nothing this whole week until the end of the week. October 21st, Battlefield 1, and also Civilization 6. Now here's the deal, I've never played a Civ game before, and it is a PC exclusive.
Dude, look how sloppy this calendar looks. It's so, like, kind of... Excuse me. It's just awful. What he should have done was just do it on his computer. Just have a calendar on his computer, have it reminders, all that kind of stuff. And when he does these videos, it will look cleaner and it will look nicer because it's. Sorry if you heard that little snap, but it would be a nicer presentation than this. This is awful. He's just shaking the camera around. It's like. Awful, and look how like scrunched up he has to put the titles. It's awful. It's awful.
I know for a fact my girlfriend Leanne is gonna play it. She is
like he can't even like have any good acronyms for anything. He just can't.
So into Civ, she's playing it like crazy. She's every time there's news about this, she eats it up. She wants to play Civ 6 really badly. So at the very least, she's gonna buy it and play it and probably do footage for YouTube.
And I like how he hasn't even played for Ask the King anywhere. Notice that? You know, it was in July. Then there's, you know, he's not going to do it in August. He's not going to do one in September. Like, nowhere has he played an Ask the King anywhere, so that's cool.
Offense about it. We'll see. But definitely Battlefield 1, absolutely. The next week, the final week of October, alright? Pretty loaded. Wait till you hear this. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, The Last Guardian, and
yeah, he couldn't just put DBX2. He had to write out Xenoverse, so he just remembers.
End of the week, Titanfall 2 on the 29th, which is pretty crazy that they would release it that end.
But he shat on Titanfall 2. He was like, I'm not gonna buy it, fuck that game. And now he's putting it on his calendar. Okay, Phil.
Like October, like for Halloween. Really weird. More than likely, I'm playing both of these games, and more than likely, I'm skipping this one, because I did not like the first one, and I don't want to get ripped off again. It's that simple. Even though I know it has a story this time, I'm kind of not interested. I got burned once, you know, shame on them for burning me, but I don't want to get fooled again with a game that's going to play the same as the first, because I thought the first one was boring as dirt online. So, we'll see, but right now I'm not planning on playing Titanfall 2. I put it on the calendar to call it out that it exists. Now, here's the thing. The end of October, I would like to do a Halloween marathon. What I'll probably do is I'll do it as a Patreon goal, like I've been doing. I did it last year and it worked. We hit the goal. And this year, I think what I'll do, and I know this is way in advance, I'll probably leave it in the hands of the patrons. Meaning, let's say, for example, in the month of September, we hit the Patreon goal. Alright, we're going to do a Halloween marathon in October. Over the month of October, the patrons will nominate and vote for horror games for me to play at the end of the month. How cool would that be if, like, 2-3 days at the end of October, I'm doing all horror games that patrons nominate?
That's like, isn't that the same goal you did last year for Halloween?
And voted on. That would be sweet. And I think that would actually be infinitely better than last year's marathon, where I kind of put up a bunch of options and everyone voted for, oh god, was it the new Fatal Frame? Was it like Fatal Frame 5 or whatever? And then when I started playing it, people thought it was boring. And I was like, well, this is what you voted for. What do you want me to do? This way, if maybe I have a few games to go between that patrons nominate and vote on, it'll be a better marathon, all right? But I'd like to do a special event at the end of October for that. November, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Guess what? I'm stating this as a matter of fact right now. Unless there is a mass demand for me to play Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, I am fucking skipping it. The game looks like shit. It really does. Every piece of footage that I've seen so...
Whoa, guys. DSP is not getting Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. He's putting his foot down. Special princess over here.
So far, I hate. Now, we haven't seen much about the multiplayer yet, but everyone's anticipating it's going to be horrendous bullshit, just like last year's Call of Duty was. So unless there's some reason to get it, like everyone screams at me, Phil, no, we love seeing it, which is not the case. The past few years, people have basically said, skip it, it's not very important. I'm probably skipping it entirely. I'm pissed because the only way that you can get Modern Warfare Remastered, the new remastered version of it, is to buy this special bundle with Infinite Warfare, and I'm not willing to buy this game just to get that. I'm not. So the bottom line is, I'm probably skipping it. Oh well. Which means the first major...
Yeah, honestly, what they're probably going to do is if no one buys Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, they're going to release Modern Warfare separately. They're going to. I just have a feeling they will. There's no way they're not gonna do it, but we'll see.
The new release of November will actually be Dishonored 2 on November 11th. The next week, Watch Dogs 2 and Pokemon Sun and Moon. I gotta decide which one I want. The rest of the month, it's slow. But the bottom line is, with all the other stuff, right, that I was playing over here, chances are there's gonna be a few things that I'm not done with. Maybe I'll want to play more Battlefield. Maybe I'll want to experiment more with the PSVR. Maybe I'll want to do career mode in WWE 2K17. You know what I mean? Some of these games, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, these have potential to be long playthroughs that could be drawn out and continue into this month. So I think even though there's not a ton going on in November, I think it's still going to be a busy month. And then we've got December, which, unlike previous Decembers, where typically in December there's not a lot going on, so I usually finish something up and then I start my year-end stuff. This year is the polar opposite. First of all, there's that game called Steep that's supposed to come out. It's supposed to be about extreme sports, but it has no release date, but it's supposed to come out like holiday 2016, so I put it there. Gravity Rush 2 comes out on the 2nd. Now, I played Gravity Rush 1 on the Nintendo. I played Gravity Wash. I played Gravity Wash. Alright, I played the first game. I can say it right. On the PlayStation Vita. I didn't like it. I honestly didn't like it. I didn't like the controls. I don't know. I may play the sequel. It's on PS4 this time. We'll see. Alright? South Park, The Fractured But Whole, coming out on the 6th, as well as Dead Rising 4. Holy shit. If this isn't going to be a week of insane gaming goodness, I don't know what will be. Fucking South Park and Dead Rising on the same day in December? Are you out of your mind? My head might fucking explode.
Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day. No, fuck that. Dead Rising 4, best thing ever.
My favorite franchises. I love The Stick of Truth, and I love Dead Rising 2 and 3. Even though Dead Rising 2 was pretty frustrating, 3 was a lot of fun. So I am going to lose my shit that week. And then the only other game for December, really, is Parappa the Rapper 2. I can't believe they're doing this. They're making a sequel to Parappa the Rapper like 25 years fucking later.
Dude. Parappa the Rapper 2 was on the PlayStation 1. How does he not know this? That game already came out. They're making a sequel to the game 25 years. Wow, man.
Later, some shit. Actually, I take it back, probably like 20 years later. And I want to play that if it actually does exist. That is the rough gaming schedule for the rest of the year. Most of the games I mentioned, I'm interested in playing and will be playing, unless I specifically called it out and saying I'm not. If you're watching this, you say, but Phil, you forgot this huge release on this date. Let me know. But the bottom line is, I went through multiple game release schedules on the internet, and these are the ones that I found that had concrete release dates. Games that don't have concrete release dates.
He looked on the internet, but he didn't notice Parappa the Rapper 2 is a PS1 game. Okay.
I didn't list. It doesn't mean I'm not playing them. It just means I don't know when they come out, so obviously I can't list them in this video. I hope this was informative. This is a lot of information. This is a lot of stuff to cover. Typically, I used to do 3 or 4 of these a year, and I completely forgot about doing one for months. I said, now is the time to do it. I hope that you found this informative. Please spread the word about this video amongst my viewers. I've been getting tons of, here, on Twitter. I'm getting tons of tweets, tons of PMs, all these information, right, about, Phil, are you playing this?
He has a dual monitor setup.
Phil, are you playing that? Did you hear about this? Did you hear about that? And I realized I never made a video to tell anyone what I'm playing for the second half of the year. So here it is. Please direct them here so they know what to watch to know. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Peace out.
But why not just watch the weekend preview? Like the gaming schedule makes no sense to have because he does the weekend preview. A lot of people thrive on that more than this. Because I doubt anyone's going to watch this and memorize all this. I mean, it's just pointless. Now, I am going to do a special video since I did not do the weekend preview, and I'm not going to do it now because it's Thursday. There's really no point because what's done is done. So I want to do a pre-stream that he had for Juri. There you go. This is the one.
All right, hello everyone to today's gameplay stream. DSP here. How you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. And today's a little bit different than usual. Typically I start my stream around noonish. Today it's already past 1 p.m. But that is fine. The reason being is because today is a saucy day, Saucy Wednesday, which I've never done before. Yeah,
because every DSP fan really cares about the sauce. They're like, oh, Phil, the sauce. I want the sauce, Phil. Give me the sauce. The sauce, Phil. The sauce. Saucy Wednesday. I want Saucy Wednesday, Saucy Sunday, Saucy Day to come.
Done or made a pot of Italian sauce since I've lived here in Washington on Wednesday. Usually I do it on a Sunday when it's a slower time. There's nothing new going on. The reason being is because our schedule is thrown a little bit of whack this week. Leanna actually had to work this weekend, so we couldn't make the sauce then, and we're out. And we need sauce for many things. We make many different dishes with the Italian sauce that we make. It's a big batch.
They make the same shit for that sauce. Like they do pasta, they do some hot meatball hot dog thing, or whatever.
That lasts about 2 months. So we wanted to do it, and we said we could squeeze it in today. And being that today we're going to be doing Street Fighter V stuff, okay, it'll be perfect.
Okay.
It'll be absolutely perfect because every, 20 minutes or so, I can take a quick break to go stir the sauce, season the sauce, taste it, make sure it's coming out well, and go from there. All right, that's how today is going to be handled. So, what is today? It is Street Fighter V, and it is the release of Juri. She actually released yesterday in Street Fighter V, yesterday evening. Now, at that point, I didn't feel that I was going to have enough time to squeeze it in and be able to explore the character as much as I would like. The way that I usually do this is we're going to check out Juri in training mode, which means I'll try out all her special moves, see what combos she has, any viability, supers, etc. Then I'm going to take her into probably her story mode, which is very short. Then probably we'll go into trials and check out her trials to see if we can find any advanced tactics and things with her from her trials. Then I'll probably make a run at survival mode, because as you know, if you beat survival mode, you unlock some colors, which I could use during the day. And then lastly, I will be playing online play. Yes, there will be online matchups with Juri. Now, sadly, for those who aren't aware, pretty much the entire fighting game community is up in arms. You might say, why? Why would they be up in arms? Well, it's because Juri, first of all, was a new character introduced in Super Street Fighter 4, okay? She was actually a new addition to the cast that people really liked and adopted and embraced. They're like, wow, a character with zoning, with projectiles, but also can be played very offensively. She's fast, she has high combo ability, and people also really like the character design and her story. She actually became a fan favorite.
I didn't like her design in Street Fighter 4. Her design was very bland and boring. Like I just kind of glossed over her immediately because I just didn't like her. I thought she was unique for a Street Fighter character, but I didn't really care because I just didn't like her design.
From the Street Fighter 4 line of games. So of course when it was announced that she was going to be a DLC character in Street Fighter V, everyone was like, wow, this is awesome. Capcom's listening to what the fans want. This is neat. One problem with it though. Everyone who's played with her says she plays absolutely nothing like Street Fighter 4. They've taken out almost every single special move she had and replaced it with another one that's not nearly as good. She doesn't have the zoning game anymore. She doesn't have her high combo ability anymore. And basically,
Well, the only thing that I just find weird is that she doesn't have any projectiles anymore. Like, I think she might have one. But, yeah, that I will say was weird. Because I felt that her projectiles in 4 were fine. Didn't have a problem with that, but... I had either way, I enjoyed the character in 5. I never had a problem. Didn't have a problem with her. And I think her, is it called a V-skill? When you press triangle and circle? Whatever, when I press those two buttons and they do the, and she does that, like, teleport thing to attack from behind or whatever, I like that move. It's like a very useful V-skill that she has, and her V-trigger's okay. I still don't understand it. I still need to, like, train with it, but I like that character. She's very fast, and she has a very good combo string you can make for her. And she has a good anti-airs and all that kind of stuff. But Phil played with her for one day and mastered the character, and he knows why she sucks. Okay.
basically, a lot of people are saying she's one of the worst characters in the game, if not the worst.
But the thing is that because so far everyone said Alex is the worst. Then they said in Street Fighter, but then in Skullgirls, people said that Squiggly is the worst character in that game. But I'll tell you right now, I've seen Squiggly players that do such great cool things with her, and they've won matches with her because to me, they're the worst in the sense that you really have to work hard for that character to work. And I think once you put in the time and effort, there'll be a payoff. Like everything that you can do with Squiggly is just great combo shit. You can like stagger people by setting Leviathan under the stage. You can charge up an attack. You can do all kinds of shit with her. That is insane. With Alex, that character can put so much pressure, and you can just do all the stuff that people wouldn't be able to react half the time. And then, it's just you have to learn these characters. I hate when people say like, "Oh, this character is the worst," and then that's like, "Oh, yep, that's the worst. Don't play as her." It's like if you like a character and you want to make her work, you're gonna make her work. Like, it's just saying that this character is the worst is just kind of dumb because I've seen good Alex players, I've seen good Squigglies. So them saying, "Oh, this is the worst character ever made," or in the game or whatever, it's subjective to me, and people shouldn't take that as fact. That this is terrible, so don't play as her. Like that's dumb. No, play as any character you want. If you really like the character, you'll put the time and effort to learn her moves and understand where she works and how she doesn't work. You can't just expect her to be a master pro character.
Wow. Seriously. Wow. Holy crap. For real? Like, it's only been not even a full day. She hasn't even been released for a full day yet. And pretty much the entire community is collectively shitting all over the character, saying...
See, that's even worse. Then that's not even a good, those aren't good people to listen to, because they haven't played the character for a long time. So you're telling me that you played the character within like half a day, and you just know how the character works? These people are fucking idiots. Then I would never listen to those people that shit on a character and didn't have the time to learn the character and play for more than a day. No, these people are garbage. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
She's terrible. So I don't know. I'm gonna judge her for myself. I'm gonna try her out in all these modes. I'm going to try her viability out online. We're going to see what happens, We're going to see. I don't know. I actually did like Juri a lot in Street Fighter 4. She was actually one of my favorite characters from that game. Okay. I never really got good enough to be, like, tournament level with her or anything like that. I did know some of her fun combos and stuff, but she seemed like she was very high execution and you need to have a lot of matchup knowledge, which is one of the things I didn't have in Street Fighter 4 because I didn't play it as much as most other people who wanted to be.
Whenever I upload the Almighty Challenge, it's coming. You will hear every time how these matchups are terrible matchups. He knew about matchups in Street Fighter 4. He's lying.
Competitive at the game, but I think she was a great character. So it actually makes me pretty disappointed if these rumors and everything everyone's saying is true, and if Juri actually is as bad as everyone is saying. That's going to be pretty upsetting, not only for me, but I'm sure for everyone in the community who's going to finally play her, especially because she's a DLC character, so you either need to use your very hard-earned in-game fight money or actually pay $6 to unlock the character, and we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens, okay? But the bottom line is, that's today. Now, I'm starting much later than usual, right? The stream has already started much later than usual. Don't worry, today is Saucy Wednesday. What does that mean? It means that I actually have to let my pot of Italian sauce simmer for an extended period of time. It actually won't be ready until between 4:30 to 5 p.m., meaning I still have around 3 to 3.5 hours here to just focus on Juri and play with her and try to figure stuff out with her, okay? So the bottom line is, even though the stream's starting later, it's going to run later, and therefore it actually will not be negatively affected by anything, really. Okay? It's going to be a typical stream like usual. Now, tonight, I'm actually going to begin work on something special. Being that it is this midsummer, and there's not a lot going on in gaming right now. I realize that this week, leading into next week, until next week's new releases and the marathon that I'll be doing next week, that there's not a lot going on. I'm going to start working on a special video for KOGaming. It's going to be a countdown video. I promised everyone that I was going to start to do countdowns, and I actually did the best and worst of E3 last month, but then I kind of got caught up with reviews and other stuff and never got a chance to go back to any kind of countdown style video. The video is going to be my top gripes with modern gaming. And let me tell you, there are a lot of things about modern gaming that I feel should have already been improved.
But he doesn't like doing negative videos. Yeah, and he doesn't understand why negative videos get all the views, but he's doing a negative video.
Or, in some cases, they have been improved, but other people just keep going back to them. There's a lot of things like fads or patterns in modern gaming that piss me off. And that's what this countdown is going to be. My personal picks for my big gripes with modern gaming. So, that should be a fun one. Now, I'm not going to have that tonight for you. I'll probably work on that tonight and maybe release it tomorrow. So, we'll see, but I'm going to do some work on that tonight and maybe give you a little preview on social media about, you know, how I'm doing with it and what kind of stuff I'm coming up with. So, a countdown for KOGaming this week. Something different. Alright. Tomorrow, ladies and gents, Persona 3 on stream. And I know not a lot of people are too crazy about it. It's been an ongoing playthrough now since March. I'm going to be doing a full stream of Persona 3 tomorrow. And that'll be a normal stream, normal time. Okay, it's not going to be weird times like today. And it should be fun. I'm excited for it because we're in the end game. We're actually very near the end of the game. And within a couple streams, I should be finishing up with Persona 3. Hopefully, maybe sometime this weekend or early next week, I'll be finishing up the game after 2 or 3 more streams. I should be able to, you know, sufficiently play enough. I've got a few other things I may be doing too. I'm considering doing more Overwatch this weekend because I'm just having a ton of fun playing the game, and I had a lot of fun with the expansion patch that came out last weekend, and I may want to do more of that this weekend. I actually
Expansion patch, okay.
may be able to play a beta of a game, which is kind of cool. I don't really want to talk a little bit about that yet until I'm confirmed that it works, okay? But we'll see. We'll see how everything goes. And so that'll lead us into next week, the first week of August, when there will be new games, a fun Sonic Marathon, yada, yada, yada. All right. So there you have it. That's how everything's going to be working. Sorry that today's stream did start late, but hopefully if you like Street Fighter V and you want to see this new character, you will see. You will see if she's any good today. Should be an interesting, different kind of stream. Whenever I do a fighting game stream like this, it certainly turns out much different than a normal one.
This is so painful to listen to because he's just like getting distracted. Like, well, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. If you like, we're gonna see. We're gonna like Juri. Like,
Well, that's for sure. All right.
all right.
So what else? Not much else is going on with me right now. But we are very closely approaching the end of the month. If you're not aware, there's only 4 days left in July. All right. And that means that finally this slow month will come to an end. Once August hits, we'll have all kinds of new stuff going on, and hopefully we can get interest back into all my stuff. The problem was July was such a slow freaking month for game releases that it was incredibly hard to retain viewership when you're just playing older games or downtime games or redoing a playthrough like I did with Resident Evil 5. You know, people have seen that before, and it's hard to say, oh, you know, please come out and check me out and watch me play this game that's 100 years old and that I've already played before. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting when August hits and all the new stuff's coming out to see people reinvigorated. I'm sure we're going to see people coming back that I haven't seen in a while now because they only come for the new stuff, and that's kind of how it works on YouTube. The more new games, the more stuff going on.
Yeah, sure. That's about. The people who come see your new games are the same people that come to see your new games. Not like they left or you. Okay.
The more opportunity there is for fun stuff going on here on my streams and my channels and everything.
Wait, so if he gets more views, the stream's more fun? Shouldn't be entertaining to watch you play the game? Like, shouldn't the game be fun, not the amount of views or people? Like, see, this is what I mean, that he conditions his viewers to care about views. He conditions them. I mean, that's why Ash keeps telling me about how many views I have. He keeps me up to date with my view count and my sub count. I mean, he's very useful in that. I mean, it's not like, I can just look at the YouTube video manager. No, no, no. Ash goes out of his way to make sure I know. So, Ash, if you're watching this, keep up the good work. You're really doing a very thankless job. So I will thank you, Ash Lamps, whatever. Thank you for caring more about my views and my sub count than I do. That's really insane that you decided to be that kind of person, but I understand it because Phil has trained you like a dog to care about views and numbers and all this crazy thing when you really should be caring about the content itself. But I mean, look, Ash, I'm sure you enjoy his content. I'm not saying that you don't, but I don't know why you really care about views and all this kind of stuff when that's really not your concern. I don't watch videos because of the views. I watch the videos because I like the videos. So yeah, so I feel sorry for every single fan of DSP that cares about views because they got trained and tricked into thinking that shit matters when it really doesn't. But okay, let's continue.
So August, I think, will be good. July was slow. Thank goodness things will be picking up shortly. Alright, so I think what we'll do here, I'm going to go through my gratuitous plug segment, and then I'm going to probably go stir the sauce again quickly.
I love how everyone thought that when he made this thing that he would cut plug time short. It didn't do anything. It didn't cut it short, it didn't do anything. He still talks about it as if his fans can't read what's on the title and he could just say, if you want to support me, follow the links that's on the stream card or whatever, and that's it. But he doesn't do that, so. But look how much shit he's plugging. Like, look at this.
And then I'm probably going to start right away with the training mode with Juri and go from there. Alright? The one thing I do want to say, the most important thing today to talk about is Patreon. Because there's only 4 days left in July. 4 days left in July. And right now, we are not close to hitting the Patreon goal. For the first time ever, we're actually pretty far away from it. Not as much so as Patreon says. My actual Patreon page, if you go to patreon.com/darksidephil, says that we're like $400 off. That's completely wrong. I believe we're actually off by around $200 to $250.
But he says $200 to $250. Then he goes to several hundred. So, like, which is it, Phil? And I still don't understand how can the number here not be the right number. I really don't understand Phil's logic with that. And it just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. But whatever. Let's continue.
The problem is the Patreon page reflects false bids, like false pledges. But I've done away with false pledges by changing the way that it works and charging people up front when they pledge. So anyone who would have made a false...
So it removes the false pledges. So that's what's counted. But now I got rid of that. Then shouldn't that be the accurate total then?
False pledge didn't make one this month. Therefore, the page still reflects that, but the change kind of eliminated that. So it's kind of weird.
The page reflects that, but it's oh my. Let's listen to that again.
Completely wrong. I believe we're actually off by around $200 to $250. The problem is the Patreon page reflects false bids, like false pledges, but I've done away with false pledges by changing the way that it works and charging people up front when they pledge. So anyone who would have made a false pledge didn't make one this month. Therefore, the page still reflects that, but the change kind of eliminated that.
So the page still reflects the false pledges, but it doesn't. God. So then, how is the number wrong? Because if you put money and it's instant charging, then it shouldn't show the price because the people who aren't putting false pledges are not donating. Then how is it showing that? That doesn't make any sense. But okay, Phil. It's really hard to believe him. I think he's lying. I think he's just saying this so that he can continue the illusion that he's successful, that he's not desperate for money when he acts desperate for money. I mean, it's just that's really all it is. It's just him putting up a front, but whatever.
So, it's kind of weird, alright? It's kind of weird. It's hard to explain. The bottom line is, we're hundreds of dollars away from hitting the goal. What?
It's funny, every time he has to talk about money, it's hard to explain. Because he's lying. Like, it was the same thing with the camera. The way he tried to explain it, like, I gave it so many chances. I kept reading what he had to say, and it wouldn't add up. Like, it was like, the money, for the camera goal goes towards the camera, but then it goes here, but the money didn't make it, but the money made it. Like, it was just this weird algorithm that he was using, and it's just like, I don't fucking get it. You shouldn't be explaining this, like, just give it, just, how can every other Patreon user explain their Patreon fine and have no problems, but Phil, it's like a weird land of, like, it hurts people's minds and it doesn't make any sense. Like, you go to Mega 60, I did a Patreon video about this, so you can check that, but you go to Mega 64's Patreon, they had version 4 as a goal for I think a year, because I think they had this Patreon for like maybe less than a year, but they had it for months, and then they now are like almost reaching that goal, but they didn't have to remove it at the end of the month or anything. They just kept it there. So how come Phil's goals cannot last more than a couple months? I don't understand how he explains this shit. It makes no fucking sense. And it's astounding how, his fans, like, well, his fans aren't very bright, because to them it's like, Phil uses these long roundabout terms and explanations that they get confused and think, oh, he must be telling the truth because I just don't understand it, because, it's Patreon, but he's using Patreon, so he must know what he's talking about. But they don't think that maybe he's lying, and that's why he's trying to confuse them. He's manipulating his audience by giving these people very complex, confusing answers to simple questions. It's honestly, watch Fargo. Watch Fargo, the TV series, the first season. Listen to how Lester talks to the cops. That is basically how DSP talks to his fans. The only difference is that Lester does. It's just. Oh my god, this guy makes no fucking sense when he's talking. He can't keep it simple, he can't just explain it. He has to throw all these complicated fucking things. It's not complicated in the sense that, like, oh, he's using big words or anything, but it's just, how can the total that's on his Patreon account not reflect the money that's being put in? How does it reflect the false pledges if there are no false pledges?
Is the goal this month? The goal this month is the return of the Patron's Choice playthrough. Alright? This has always been successful. People have always done this and wanted to see it. And every playthrough I've done that's been Patron's Choice has been a fun one and an ongoing one. And I would definitely like to see what patrons would like to see me play. This, if we do hit the goal, it's going to be in early September when there's almost no new releases this year. I'm going to start up a game that's Patron's Choice and go from there. Okay? But we got a lot of ground to make up in 4 days. Now, typically, this is what happens. Typically, at the end of the month, a lot of people either have these false pledges that they remove, or people who pledged a big amount last month will say, well, I can't do that this month, and they'll lower their pledge. Now, the good news is, most people have already done...
Honestly, the people that are lowering their pledge is probably the $50 patrons. No one would want to keep that if it's a one-time perk, which makes no fucking sense, but whatever.
Done that. I kept a close eye on my Patreon over the month of July, and most people who did big pledges last month already have reduced them. So I don't think we're going to see a dip in what's been pledged on my Patreon this month. What I think we're going to hopefully see is last minute some people saying, well, it looks like, Phil's not at the goal yet. I think I'll pledge now because I want to see the Patron's Choice playthrough happen. So hopefully within the next few days we'll see a bunch of people collectively pledge, and we'll hit the goal. I've hit the goal every single month since I did Patreon, starting in February 2015, and it's been fun. It's been a great ride. I love doing all these different goals, but the bottom line is, if we don't hit the funding goal, I can't do the event. If I just did the event every month without the funding goal, then there would be no motivation to pledge. There would be no reason to do.
See, the motivation should be within the rewards, not the goal. The goal should be something that he wants to do, and then he should have the rewards be the incentive. But he doesn't have any incentives, so that's why people who are actually rational with their money would probably donate once and they would never come back.
The goal, right? That's the whole point of having goal rewards on Patreon. So, if you haven't pledged yet, if you're consider pledging, please.
There's no goal rewards. The goal is like, I want to make a comic book, and that's the goal. That's the goal right there. But if you donate to my Patreon, here's the rewards for donating to this goal. I'll play this game. I'll draw this character, or whatever. He has it like, it's fucking stupid how he has it set up, and it's awful. It's the worst Patreon ever. It's a scam. It's a scam. So
consider doing so. You only have 4 days left. It's by midnight, as you can see here, midnight on July. Actually, this is wrong. I'm looking at this. This is wrong. There's 31 days in July. This is 30. So this is actually incorrect. There's actually 4 days left to pledge. It's not by July 30th. It's midnight by July 31st. I just realized the typo on this card. But there's still time, all right? If you like my streams, you'll like my free on-demand videos, you'll like what I've done with KOGaming this year, you'll like the vlogging style that I've done this year, you'll like the changes that I've actively made to everything, and you want to see it continue to be successful, please consider pledging. And of course, there's personal perks that you get for pledging too. It's not just like, oh, I'm only contributing to this group goal, but I don't care about the patron's choice. No, you get personal things such as text and verbal thank yous, getting your questions answered on Ask the King, getting premium forum access, and participation in voting. Right now, patrons from last month are voting on an upcoming Sonic Marathon, although it looks like overwhelmingly it's going to be Sonic 2006. Okay. And you also could maybe even get a private Q&A video made. Most people have absolutely loved the private Q. Actually, I say most. Every person who's gotten a private Q&A video made has told me that they loved it.
And I bet they would love it even more if it was a recurring perk and not a one-time deal, but
so there you have it. All right, everyone. So, Patreon is important. Please consider pledging. It's an essential part of my income, and it allows me to do this full time. Besides Patreon, there are many other ways you can help, including following me on Twitter @TheyCallMeDSP, including checking out all the videos that I put up on KOGaming. In fact, there was a new one last night, because yesterday I played We Happy Few on the Xbox Game Preview program for a little bit over an hour, and I actually kind of condensed that gameplay into an edited 10-minute video where I talked about the game and let you know exactly how the gameplay is, at least now in this early alpha build. And it was a lot of fun. I hope that you people who checked out that video were enjoying it. I have not actually even had a chance to take a look at it to see, you know, how many people have watched it or even read the comments yet. But hopefully people are enjoying that, and I'm going to continue to make videos like that for KOGaming. As I already mentioned in this pre-stream, I'm going to be doing a countdown of my top gripes with modern gaming this week. So definitely check out KOGaming if you haven't yet, alright? Of course, there's my vlogging channel, The King of Hate Vlogs. This week I put out a special video this weekend regarding identity theft. Things that have happened to me in regards to identity theft. So I recommend you check that out when you get the chance. And later this week, there will be a new episode of DSP Tries It. I want to clarify that because I haven't had one in several weeks. There will be one this week, alright? And then last but certainly not least, my girlfriend Leanna owns her own business. It's called The Black Current, where she sells handmade glycerin soaps and wax tart melts, and she's in the middle of a big sale, if you're not aware. She has a summer sale going on right now. So, you know, if you go to her shop, which you can see right here, it's etsy.com/shop/The Black Current, and you use the code SUMMERSALE20, that's SUMMERSALE20, for any order of $10 or more, you will get 20% off your order. 1/5, that's a big chunk. So if you've been thinking about possibly buying something from her shop, haven't had a chance yet, or just haven't gotten around to it, now's the time. It's time to take advantage of these kind of discount codes that come. And, you know, she doesn't do this all the time. She does it every other month or something like that, so it's not often. So now would be the time to jump on. And, you know, she is looking for a few more orders this month to reach kind of her. She has a monthly, it's not a necessary one, but she has a kind of a soft quota of what she likes to hit every month. And she's a few orders away, So please check that out again, etsy.com/shop/The Black Current. Alright? Alright, everyone, so what I will do is end the pre-stream. I'm gonna go stir the sauce, and then I'm going to begin here with... My phone's glitching out on me. My phone vibrated, I checked it, and it's giving me errors. There's no errors, stupid thing. And then I'm going to start with Juri. We're going to go into training mode. I'm going to try out all her special moves, try to do combos and stuff, and go from there, alright? Thank you, everyone, for being here. Give me a brief moment to go stir the sauce, and then we're going to begin with Juri in Street Fighter V. Alright.
Okay. Okay, we're done. We're done. I'm done. I don't want to do any more. Thanks for watching. Ash, thank you for watching. You're very, an honored viewer because you provide a service of telling me stuff I can figure out on my own, but I don't have to now because you tell me whenever you feel like it. I mean, obviously, I don't want to pressure you, Ash, because you are very special. I don't want to like give you too much responsibilities now. I mean, that wouldn't be fair. But thanks for watching, regardless. If you want to see my non-DSP related content, go to my main channel. Theo does videos. I have a review I still have to work on. I am still being lazy about it, but it's coming. I have a Theo Explains It video that I want to work on, want to finish. I have a Life is Strange commentary thing I'm going to be uploading. And other than that, I might have other videos that I've planned for that. I do plan on reviewing The Killing Joke. If you follow me on Twitter, you kind of know my opinion of it. But if you want to know more detailed thing, that's coming out whenever I get it done. But other than that, thanks for watching. See you guys next time. I will definitely be doing the weekend preview for this coming week. That's coming up after this. And yeah, I think that's it. I might do an indoor of some game that I'm thinking about. So that's it. See you guys later.